Good evening, race fans. Welcome into race 4 of 15 as we head to the Buc-ee's parking lot, otherwise known as Texas Motor Speedway, here for the LSRL Xfinity Series. Horns down 120 here with my co-commentator Art. How are we doing tonight?
I don't know what race you're here for, but I'm here for Texas is back 120.
But yes. Naming rights for each race are up, and someone bought it. Horns down 120 at Texas, so that'll probably cause some issues. The race information tonight is as follows: 2 laps of qualifying for the 120-lap main event. Stage break is on lap 35. 70% fuel capacity gets you about 37 to 41 laps on a tank of fuel. 4 total tire sets, 0 fast repairs, and 3 green-white checkers if needed here tonight at Texas. Let's go ahead and get you into the on-track action as qualifying is just beginning. And first one out will be... who's it going to be? I think it's Eric Shields, so we'll go find him. It's actually Joseph McGill in the 69 machine. Setting
Shields
off.
actually got out ahead of him.
No, did he?
Yeah, McGill's a little further behind.
Yeah. Shields will be the first one. So let's go on board with the driver of the 27 machine. As he gets ready to start his first timed lap. Crosses the line, 183 miles an hour, down into turn number 1. Gotta get your entry point right, arc it. The car unwind itself up. A little tight there on the exit at 2. That'll lose him some momentum down the back straightaway. And into turns 3 and 4, you want to keep it glued to the bottom if you can. Left side tires on the white line if possible. Turn 4 exit. Wall comes at you pretty quick, crosses the line. His first lap will be good enough for a 30.77. Michael Davis beats it immediately, and then the times are coming in hot and heavy now. Jeremy Steele in the 22 at the top of the board. It'll keep changing as the laps start to wind down. The man they're trying to beat, everybody's trying to beat, 3 wins in a row, is Mark Whitley. He'll cross the line in the 77 machine. Only P3 on his first lap, 30.48. Jonathan Mazzella, the time to beat with a 30.39. What can 77 do on his second lap? Aaron Huggins, top of the board. We're getting closer to the 30.2s. Can anyone break the door down? 77 will. Casey Brunson enters the 30.29s. Mark Whitley goes even quicker, 30.25 from the 3-time winner. Can anybody else respond? 45 machine Ryan Von Henschel was quick in practice.
Aaron Huggins with a 30.
Oh my goodness. And we hadn't seen that even in practice. So he found some incredible speed on that second lap. Von Henschel crosses the line. He was pretty quick in practice. He'll go P9. Scarbo from P15. He will stay 15th. Randy, just outside of the top 10, looking to get into the top 10. He'll go P3, 30.27. Brandon French almost into the turn 4 wall, or I guess the front stretch wall. 22nd. Now 25th after a couple others improve. And here is Casey Brown with just about a minute and a half left in qualifying. They're trying to get their final laps in. Looks pretty hooked up there through 3. A little wiggle, but it looks like a tidy second lap. He'll cross the line. 30.86 on his first lap, 30.50. He'll be provisionally 17th. James Goodwin crosses the line from 25th to 20th. And we're just waiting on Larry McDonald, Mike DeWalt, and Zach Scare to finish their laps. The 80 machine crosses the line. He'll stay P30. Landwehr now coming back out on the track for his second lap as well. So a couple times being laid down late here. The 66 machine was very quick in practice, inside the top 5 comfortably. So we'll see if he can have a late charge here at pole position. 30 seconds remaining in the session. Crosses the line. P3. So that looks like it's it. And the French just getting some practice laps in with 15 seconds. Zach Scare aborted his second lap. And that will be qualifying.
I'm really curious about this race pace from Perrin Huggins. Is he going to potentially be the driver to knock off Mart Whitley?
He looked to be very quick at times at Kentucky before kind of getting cycled back through an untimely caution, the only caution of the race. So we know Perrin is quick. Did not show up last week at the Roval. But he was up front at Daytona, up front at Kentucky, so he'll look to get back towards the front here tonight, and he starts from the best place possible to do it. 4 races in, let's take a quick look at your championship standings, as people are trying to get some momentum early on here in the season. Here's how it stands. Mark Whitley dominating. Over a 30-point lead from Casey Brunson, Josh Thaxton in 3rd, and then pretty tight to the rest of the top 10. Some big names on the outside looking in. Nathaniel Landwehr, Michael Davis, Samuel Demien, Sean Anderson, race winner last year, sits 16th, and then so on and so forth all the way down as these drivers begin to grid up. Ryan Tiller in 21st.
I have just read one of the funnier things in the in-game chat. It's from the man who sponsored the race. He said, "Boomer Sooner, but go Texas in the playoff. Big 12 represent."
Texas is leaving. Texas is leaving the Big 12 high and dry after this year.
So are the Sooners.
Like, represent for what? They're gone. Like, they don't. It's a playoff game now. It's not anything, no conference pride, anything.
Plus, a Sooner rooting for Texas. It feels...
It's wrong. I would never root for Georgia under any circumstances. No.
I'll take it, though. Texas is back.
Indeed they are.
You're supposed to be the opposite right now. You're supposed to be shilling for the, the horns down 120 part.
Listen, I can't even lie. They had a good year. Like, they'll be fine.
I hate Oklahoma so much.
Yeah, even in your best season, if you do end up winning the whole thing,
you
still lost to Oklahoma. Like, that, that's brutal.
I cry about it at night.
Yeah, love you too, Zach. Good luck out there, buddy. Picks to win. We only got the one pace lap. Who we got?
Give me William K. Price, P8.
There you go. I think it's his, he actually qualifies pretty well. 11.5 average starting position, so improving on that tonight. Until somebody beats him, it's got to be Mark Whitley, though. It's kind of Mark Whitley versus the field. Yeah, that is my pick to win. Perrin's going to be a strong threat. Landwehr and Randy right there. It is a strong top 10. But until somebody can beat him, it's going to be Mark Whitley as my pick to win. Looks like we have 36 drivers here tonight. Ben Thomas, Gary Smith, and Tucker Elkins have not gridded up. So
before you're thrown off, they have extended the caution.
Yes, as the lights come back on the pace car, so we'll get one extra lap to sort everything out. But all the way back to Landon Quizzer. Yeah, it looks like some guys trying to catch up at the back of the field. But yeah, Gary Smith, Tucker Elkins, Ben Thomas. They could join. They could start from the pits if they connect in time, but we'll see if that's the case. More lap of anticipation. 36 car field, love to see it. It's going to be kind of a race to the bottom. You want to be in that first groove if possible. No higher than the third at the absolute worst. It's going to be take some patience to get the moves done here tonight. So we'll see who can master the long run and keep their tires in check and wrap the bottom even when the grip levels are low. That'll be the key to success here tonight.
I think one of the guys to look out for here about mid-pack, Corey Blevins was strong in our first season broadcasting, strong in our second season. Just having a little bit of an off start here. I think he could make his way towards front and potentially have something to say.
Absolutely, and then always keeping out, like, obviously Mark Whitley, your 3-time winner from 3 races, dominating as a new driver to LSRL, but you got Mike DeWalt up there, Casey Brunson, William K. Price to look out for. So the young guns, the new guys, whatever you call them, they are here to stay. Pace car is off. We're going racing in the Lone Star State. Perrin Huggins will enter the Geico restart zone, and we are green.
He's already got the lead. He's going to have the lead going into 1.
Not the best restart for the race leader. And track position is key here on these restarts. See how aggressive Perrin wants to get as the 36 car field works the way out of turn 2 for the first time. Looks like they'll all make it. We do see some shenanigans from time to time on cold tires, so good to see that they all made it through, at least on lap number 1, which will be led by none other than Mark Whitley, looking for 4 in a row, which hasn't been done since we broadcasted LSRL, and this will be our 3rd season. Jared Lindsay won 3 in a row last season. Nobody has won 4 since we've been here. Landwehr and Randy holding serve in 3rd and 4th. Mike DeWalt got around Cody B. Johnson. You can already tell the single file train around the bottom starting to form. Guys that are stuck up on that high side might find themselves at a disadvantage. But here is the 21 machine of Samuel Demien. He is up 4 spots already, up into 17th. Biggest mover so far. He's trying to get around. Jeremy's still just ahead of him. You can tell everybody's racing to the bottom. If you ever drive the corner, the guy behind you will slip up right underneath you.
Been going throughout this field. I think everyone... we have a little battle. James Goodwin is on the outside of the 59 of Tony Scarbo.
We got a battle for the race lead here as well. That was Perrin. He got to the inside 1 and 2, and again he'll get to the inside in 3 and 4. That is the preferred line, and he's got that left side tires planted on the apron. A little loose on the exit.
It was very loose.
They are going at it through the front stretch, tri-oval. And again, Perrin with that inside line. 77 giving them plenty of room in the early going. Both being very respectful. Battle for 3rd and 4th as well. Nathaniel Landwehr and Randy Arms. There goes the 8 to the inside. 66 gave it to him there, it looks like.
Ooh, a little bit of contact between our leaders.
And at the line, Perrin finally gets his first lap led. So bonus point for the 4 machine. So they have an 0.8 of a second advantage over 3rd place Randy Arms.
Mark Whitley is pinching him down there. He does not want to give Perrin any room.
It is slowly but surely working that bottom line for Perrin, and you think he'll complete the pass this time by, maybe. And yes, he finally does. That was a hard-fought battle for several laps, and Whitley will fall back to 2nd. Plenty of respect between these two. Hard but fair racing in the early going. So we've completed 6 laps so far.
I know we've only completed 6 laps so far, but you'll have to question what that might do for their long-term tire strategy.
They were going at it side by side, not yielding an inch. There's Kyle Ritchie on Ryan Tiller. He's bringing the 41 of Jonathan Mazzella right with them. Like you said earlier on, if you slide up the racetrack even a little bit, you're going to lose spots. And Ryan Tiller just lost 2 of them right there. back down into 13th for the 23 machine. And there's Brandon French way up the racetrack. He'll lose a spot to Joseph McGill. Wayne Ruprecht trying to take advantage as well. French slid way up the hill.
Lucas Reeves making the high side work for now. Getting around Eric Shields. He's way up there, though.
He's up 5 spots to 24th. Landon Quisenberry started dead last. He's up to 31st, so he's up 6 positions. And that's Larry McDonald trying to get the top side to work for him. It's so incredibly hard to do. Looks like he got half a decent run there and might hold him off. No, 75. Oh, he got a little bit too much of the apron there, and that'll slow his momentum. The 80 machine finally gets cleared, maybe not. And he finally does. So battling all the way through this field. And Randy has closed the gap once he got around Landwehr. It's only half a second back to Randy Arms. So here comes the 8 machine.
I forgot about the logo we're using for this race, and it hurt my feelings when I saw it on stream.
It's a 3 car separated by half a second. Then it's an 8/10 gap back to Landwehr in 4th. Kyle Ritchie continues his charge. He's to the inside of Casey Brunson. He's just bringing that 41 right along with him. Happy to pick up spots. Look at the 41 sticking his nose in there. Casey Brunson going the wrong direction. He's down 5 spots here in the first couple of laps. Could be a plan, though, to save some tires and fight back in the second half of the stage. He is down into 12th for right now. It's 21 as Samuel Dominion was pushing the 45. All the way down the backstretch, the one way up the racetrack. If you can get a good exit off of turn number 2, that's really your best way to get around somebody. You stick your nose inside in turn 3 and 4. And really just kind of say, hey, I'm...
Want to be doing what Ethan Toder is doing.
He was way up the hill again. Oh, Demien loose. That'll allow Corey Blevins to get by the 1 machine.
I thought Toder was going up there to try and get momentum out of 2, but he caught the wall.
See there, the 22 loses a spot to 57 to Michael Davis. Looks like he might lose 2 more here. Casey Brown and Tony Scarbo. Steele, he's trying something different, I'll give him credit, but he is way up the hill into the dirty stuff, and he is riding the wall. He'll lose more than 3 spots. When he's blinking a little bit, Lucas Reed goes by, Joseph McGill goes by, Eric Shields. Looks like Stephen Gaines jumped to pit road.
We got a battle for P3, Landwehr's car, Randy.
So that battle reignited. Landwehr back by Randy. Looks like we had a couple of guys drop due to some internet connectivity issues. Jeremy Steele, we saw him get way out of the groove, and then he blinked, and then he was gone. Casey Brunson was running inside the top 15. We were just talking about him. Looks like he dropped, and then Stephen Gaines jumped to pit road. So he came down all on his own and parked it, it looks like. Aaron Huggins starting to stretch his legs just a little bit. He's got the lead up to half a second. He's got the clean air. He made the pass on Mark Whitley. And he is trying to set sail and get to lap 35. Get the stage win. Your pick to win, William K. Price, putting Jonathan Schwartz under some pressure. Select at turn number 2, Josh Thaxton right there.
I think it's bad that I just realized he's in a Red Bull scheme. Those are notoriously dangerous on iRacing. I'm sure he would
Who? Price?
well, yeah.
That's not what it has for me. It's in a TirePros.com paint scheme, so.
Why do we have different schemes?
As long as he's a 34 car, then it's all right. Closest battle on track right now, Lucas Reed, Eric Shields, Billy Davison, Joseph McGill, all going at it just outside and inside the top 20. As James Goodwin kind of leading this group of cars in the 11 machine. You don't want to get so low in 3 and 4 that you kind of bounce off the apron and slide up the racetrack.
Someone's using a spanky emoji in here?
Just behind them, Billy Davison trying to get the high side to work. And it's kind of a losing endeavor. You can maybe get it to work for a handful of laps right off a restart, maybe 1 or 2, but it's just not viable long term, and it hasn't been since they reconfigured this speedway and ruined what used to be a great mile and a half. There's 3 cars under a blanket here. They're still putting on a decent enough show for what they were given. It's on the real life schedule, so they race it. Makes sense. Shields trying to stick his nose in. Looks like he'll drive it in deep. Put Eric Shields inside the top 20. Lucas Reed trying to find a way through. Actually go on board with the 10 machine. He's just trying to follow that 27 machine right on through.
Lucas Reed's been working all around the track.
He does get that move done tentatively. Goodwin fighting back on the outside, but he'll get back down to the bottom and yield that position. Davison gets around McGill. And then something appears to have happened to Ethan Toder as well.
He has manually disconnected. What about Casey Brunson?
Yeah, I think they all, I don't know if it's upload packet loss or manually disconnecting, but they were running inside the top 15, all of them. And
they all manually disconnected.
Interesting. All right, then. So, 32 cars on the racetrack. Back to William Bowman, who's got heavy left side damage, and that's... How in the world did he get that? Closest battle on track. We've seen this a couple of times. That 21 has just been pushing the 45 around the racetrack. Trying to get them to go forward together. And they are closing in on Ryan Tillert for 12th. So good teamwork there. Not on the same team, but they are working together. Not fighting and burning up their stuff. As they hope to get some stage points here.
Well, I'm drafting at Texas, and they haven't even turned it into a super speedway yet.
They should have Atlanta'd Texas.
No.
Yes.
They need to build a new speedway.
Texas World Speedway way back in the day. They're chasing after Kyle Ritchie, kind of all by himself. And the last stage point would go to Jonathan Mazzella, who's doing a nice job. He's up 3 spots. And on the tail, really, of kind of the lead group here from 3rd back to 10th, really. 21 was thinking about a move, drops back in line. And Mark Whitley is now down to 3rd.
And he's under attack from Randy and Mike DeWall. Cody B. Johnson, he's right there as well.
And he's leading this train from 3rd to 10th. It's really a 2-car breakaway. Perrin Huggins and Nathaniel Landwehr. And he has closed the gap. It was half a second for Perrin. Now it's back down to 2.5 tenths. So could have some drama here late in the one and only stage tonight. an eye on this group of cars. It's all it can take is one little slip up, and these guys are in a world of hurt. So far, they've kept it straight.
Red and white cars just in this one area.
It's Cody B. Johnson to the inside of Mike DeWalt. You can just see, if you're not sticking those left side tires on that white line, then you are going backwards. DeWalt tried to force the issue. Schwartz almost passing the grass-esque there. 58 will get that move done as well. You see it, DeWalt just kind of got hung out to dry there. He'll be an aggressive move, though, to cover off William K. Price, trying to get back down to the bottom side of the racetrack, and he'll stop the bleeding in 7th.
We're going to have a battle for the lead here in a minute. Landwehr's on the bumper, apparently.
They just got around William Bowman. Lapped car. It's a 10th and a half. Clean racetrack in front of them. What can the 66 do to get around? Because you know the 4 is not going to show him the bottom. It's going to make him go the long way around. It's going to take a really good exit off of turn 2 or 4 to get the move done. He's going to go a lane higher, try and get some momentum wound up.
I mean, he got loose on entry there.
A lot of good battles inside the top 10. Cody B. Johnson to the inside of Randy Arms. Here comes Schwartz. The 08, 58, they're able to just plant that car on the bottom, get it to turn just a little bit better. Randy will fall back right in front of DeWalt. You can tell they just want to block off the bottom. They don't want anyone sticking their nose and getting them out of line. Bowman staying out of the way.
UK Price making moves around the outside of DeWalt.
It's kind of popping off here for about 3rd on back.
Pretty wide.
It's the first time we've said that tonight. Before trying to hold the momentum, it's going to get tight out of 4. He makes it stick. Can he get the momentum down through the tri-oval? Looks like he has a slight run, and this will be a very impressive pass if the 34 can get it done.
He's clear.
How about that from William K. Price? Randy Arms is not an easy pass to make, and he got it done. Thaxton trying to make a move around the outside of Mike DeWalt. Got 2 laps to go next time by in the stage.
Makes him real close to that wall there.
What happens to Mazzella? It looks like Tiller has been caught by Demien and Von Henschel, so those two working together did catch up to 12th and 11th, but don't think they'll challenge for any stage points. And the 6 looks like he'll get clear down into turn 1, so an aggressive move from the 6 gets the move done. Here comes the 41 as well. We turn our attention back to the battle for the lead. We're coming to 1 to go, and Perrin Huggins under immense pressure. Landwehr showed the nose. 4 went down to block it. And that kind of stunted the 66 momentum just a little bit. That could have been all he needed.
I think he's going to have to use the bumper if he wants to get around him.
Yeah, Perrin obviously going to block the inside. Stage will be at the conclusion of lap 35. And the 66 get a run. Goes to the outside, side by side into turn number 3. He's going to have to hope it sticks. And around the outside, one final time in stage 1. He's pushing really hard, coming to the line. Perrin Huggins gets it done. But they got to wait for the top 10 to cross the line, but Perrin still holding on to the inside line. Yellow is out. Way to hold on by Perrin.
William K. Price, by the way, up to 5th.
So he was making some moves in those last couple of laps. Mazzella gets the last stage point. Shorts up 6 spots. Dipping up 7. Couple of big movers in the first stage. How about that? That was a thrilling finish to the first stage. My goodness. First and only, I might add. Looks like who's going to get the lucky dog once it all sorts itself out?
Be Larry McDonald.
So he was not able to hang on. So William Bowman's just like, oh man, I needed another lap shorter. So it'll be 31 cars on the lead lap, 32 on track. As we get ready to make our first pit stop of the evening. It'll be 4 fresh Goodyear tires and fill it up full of Sunoco Racing fuel for everybody, I imagine. And while we reset the running order, we'll get a quick word in from the amazing sponsors of the LSRL Xfinity Series. Aaron Huggins wins the race off of pit road. That number 1 pit stall doing him a lot of favors there. Manwer holds on to 2nd. Shorts gets up to 3rd. And it was looking like for a second that Bowman was going to take the wave round, but he does come into pit. So still 32 cars in the race, only one of them a lap down. Let's go talk to the MoFlow. I don't see Perrin in here, but let's go talk to the MoFlow Racing Xfinity team as they all made up some big progress in stage number 1. Here with Jonathan Mazzella, Jonathan Shorts, and Nathaniel Landwehr, all 3 of you made some pretty considerable progress in that stage. What do you think you have now that we're prepared to go potentially to some long green flag runs here?
Fuel. That's what it's going to come down to at the end. See if we can stretch it out these full 40 laps and see how it fares at the end.
Absolutely. We'll be starting 2nd here on the restart. You and Perrin had a great finish to the stage, very respectful, and you came up, I think it was like 200 short, but thrilling conclusion to the stage, and now you settle in for the long run.
Yes, sir. Let's run it.
Absolutely. Shorts in 3rd, so really good effort so far from you guys, and Mazzella inside the top 15, and looking strong as a team here through the first 35 laps.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. We'll keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll talk to one of you guys maybe in victory lane at the end of this thing. Keep it up.
Let's hope.
Thank you.
Field gets 2 by 2 all the way down. Ray McDonald stopping again for, I would assume, some double fuel. If you get the lucky dog, you might as well. You heard there from Landwehr, though, the field's going to be important. We can go about 40 laps, estimated. We'll be restarting here on lap 41, so can you get it to that lap 80 mark? So it'll be something to watch here on this restart. If we can get spread out, you kind of imagine it'll go green with the style of racing Texas provides. So if they make it past the first couple of laps, we could have a fuel mileage race on our hands.
Don't get me excited now.
Quarter of the way done. Or third, I should say. My bad. They should. It was 38-41. We heard a couple different things from a couple of guys, so it just depends if you got enough fuel. Pace car is off. Perrin Huggins led the initial restart of the race, and he'll lead the second one. Enters the restart zone, and he is gone. Much better restart this time around.
Not going to get, overtaken like he did on the actual start of the race.
Doesn't want to lose the track position if he can't help it. Landwehr and Schwartz will settle into second and third. Mark Whitley trying to be aggressive on the restart. Best opportunity to make up spots. Let's crank it up here for the first time here in the Horns Down 120. Three-car breakaway, first couple laps after the restart. Schwartz down to 7th. He got shuffled out. Look at Samuel Demien around the outside of 3 cars in turn number 3. 21 on a mission. He could not get clear to the 76. He's going to be desperate to do so. And he does. What a move by the 21 machine. Ryan Tiller trying to imitate him. A little bit of a stack up here.
That's going to have him under fire now from the 76.
The 24, the 41. That's going to be contact down the back straightaway. There goes Tiller. Jonathan Mazzella, Ryan Von Henschel. Can they all avoid it? Further back, yes. And that'll kind of squash the fuel concerns a little bit. But let's take a look here. There was a checkup in turn 2, and Von Henschel a little aggressive, but it was the 41 coming up, and Tiller was just an innocent bystander here. The 71 taking evasive action, but good job to avoid everything. So let's I want to take a look here, like into turn number 3. Let's just follow this because I want to take a look at the original move that Demien made around the 24 and around the 76. 76 had a slight bobble, but he passed 2 cars on the outside one corner. So it was pretty impressive. I think, does it start with Randy, maybe? He's a little cautious. Oh, it's Schwartz backing it up. That's what it is. Schwartz is trying to save some fuel. And we get really checked up. That's exact. So we wondered why Schwartz was kind of dropping. He was saving fuel, so he had a slightly cautious approach into one. Randy and Mike DeWalt run up on the back of him. And it's kind of like a super speedway stack-up almost. And on the restart, you want to be aggressive. The 45 got to the outside of Mazzella. He was the first one to make that aggressive move to the outside. 41 doesn't know that he's there, maybe, or he thinks it was Tiller. He does not know that he's 3 wide. Von Henschel comes down just a little bit. The 41 comes up a little bit more. Meet in the middle. Tiller nowhere to go.
Just an unfortunate racing incident.
41 loses the whole rear clip. Von Henschel with right front damage and Tiller left side damage. So they each kind of have their own thing going on.
Hey, good on the guys behind them able to avoid it.
Absolutely. So that'll kind of null the fuel concerns a little bit. But some guys did take this opportunity. 17th on back to pit. And then obviously the guys just involved in the most recent caution going to try and fix the damage. And at a place like Texas, at like the aerodynamics involved, they could be hurting a little bit. I think they might go a lap down, and they do. So we were just talking to Mazzella, was inside the top 15, was feeling good, had made a couple passes in the first stage. Von Henschel, same thing. And they are both now a lap down. Von Henschel been on pit road for 3 minutes. I think he towed, and then Mazzella been on for about 2.5 minutes. So that shakes things up a little bit.
I'm not sure I would risk going a lap down, like unless it's required. And it very well could be.
I'm not sure because I didn't really see any contact to the front of those cars that would make me think required repairs. I mean, we've seen a bunch of cars out here looking like modifieds or no rear clips over the couple years we've been doing this. I don't think you had to put yourself a lap down there, but I know the aerodynamics involved at Texas in these cars is so brutal, so maybe he feel like he didn't have a choice.
Actually, but like with, LSRL rarely get cautions. We did this time. Who says you can even get your laps back though?
Right. So William Bowman got his lap back though. He's saying, "Hey, thanks, fellas." Gets him right back on the lead lap with everybody else, and he passes a couple cars for his efforts. Just have to stay out of trouble. That's Tyler French, not Brandon French, coming down to top off on fuel. So he definitely should be good. And Mazzella's still there. Von Henschel back out. Yeah, well, let's see here. Oh, he's into the wall. Ah, that looks like it does look like the toe is messed up actually for Von Henschel, so I can understand it. Yeah, that does not look safe to drive. Yeah, that's gonna be a handful. And he's coming right back in. The toe is that bad. My goodness. So shows what I know, right? The whole toe was knocked out of his ride. So that'll effectively end his day.
I mean, when was the last time you drove an Xfinity car?
That's a good point. It'll be Perrin Huggins again from Nathaniel Landwehr, Mark Whitley, Cody B. Johnson, William K. Price, the top 5. Pace car is off. Coming to the restart, lap number 49. Into the Geico restart zone. Perrin gets a good jump. Mark Whitley will be challenging here for second as they head off into turn number 1.
I'm curious to see what Whitley's learned from that first run about potentially saving his tires.
Almost got right into the back bumper of the 4 there. Had a great run through turn number 1. And he'll settle into second. Landwehr didn't really have a chance. The inside line had such a good restart. And there is Mazzella coming back in as well. I think we've lost Von Henschel officially. And Mazzella coming back in. So 30 cars on the track, all on the lead lap, 1 on the pits. How about this little hornet's nest they got going on here? Just outside of the top 20. Just inside of it as well. There's Zach Scare. Around the outside of Daniel Hashey.
I mean, Ruprecht trying to make that same move work, got a little loose around the outside of Tiller.
So we'll see. Schwartz now back in traffic, back to 16th. We'll see what kind of his strategy is. He should be good enough on fuel now to get to lap 80, and then you don't have to stop again. So we'll kind of see how he approaches this. There's a lot of traffic ahead of him. There is Mazzella, still kind of putting around.
We had Harpoon Designs, who is close with Mark Whitley, saying that they should be able to make it, or they should have, and that was before the caution. So I'm curious, like, how close it really was.
Yeah, you shouldn't need to save anything now. Obviously, you save your tires as well as you can, but fuel's not really a concern anymore. Everyone should actually be able to get past lap 80, and I assume that they would to kind of eliminate the threat of a green-white checker. You don't want to run out and have to come in or anything like that. So we should see them just kind of run it out, probably pit lap 82, 83, and kind of be done with it if we don't get another caution. So we'll see how that all shakes out. On board here with Mark Whitley, putting four of Perrin Huggins under a lot of pressure early in the run. Inside the first 10 laps, these guys were going at it side by side, battling for every inch. So they put on a good battle for the lead earlier, and Whitley trying to do the same thing here. Top three exactly where they qualified. So they're showing that they got the one-lap speed and the race pace to be a contender for the win here this evening as we approach halfway in the next handful of laps. But it is a lot of single file, nose to tail racing. You go through the field. Cody B. Johnson, Thaxton. I mean, you look at this, all single file. It's just kind of a matter of who takes care of their stuff. And can you continue to wrap the bottom?
I don't know why he's around the outside. Now he's getting to the side of 69 of Chosen again.
Tiller right there. So Tiller trying to do damage limitation. I mean, not the worst thing in the world if you're Ryan Tiller, considering that Mazzella and Von Henschel are out of the race and you're sitting 23rd. You kind of take what you can get at that point. Obviously not what he would have wanted. And he actually picks up a spot there, so 22nd now.
Tiller pre-race said it's his MJ flu game, so I'm guessing he is
A little bit under the weather, yeah.
Definitely not getting the straight like he said.
He's looking to... He was trying to cross over the 69 down the back straightaway. It was an interesting move he was trying to make. James Goodwin up the hill. That's going to allow Schwartz to get through. Landy and Quisenberry, your biggest mover. He's up 18 positions. Started right at the tail end of the field. He's cracked the top 20. Travis DeLeon up 13 for CMS. Haven't seen a whole lot of Chris Pinder this season, so... I wonder what he's up to. He's on the side of the 12 machine here tonight.
I mean, it is peak, like, snow season. Well, not peak snow season. This is the early days of snow season. Got to get out there and get salt on the ground. And, like, at nighttime, it can be the worst. Like, it starts coming down and, like, people don't notice it.
That's a good one. Still kind of stuck on that outside. Eric Shields will go on through. Put Eric up into the top 15. Up 9 spots in total. Here comes Michael Davis. Trying to get his nose in there. In the 57. Scarbo and Quisenberry going at it. I think the 11 can get there. Yes, he can. Not quite. The 57 does get the nose in there in 3 and 4. Same thing with the 75.
That was a big lunge from the 57.
And yeah, Scarbo just kind of gave it up. Michael Davis still trying to finish the move. And he does. Goodwin trying to fight back, though. That actually kind of puts him under pressure from the 75 who wants to go right around the outside. So through the 11, you're like, well, I just lost a spot on the inside, and I'm getting passed on the outside. What the heck do I do? It's got to be so frustrating as a driver. You can hear the 75 having to get out of the throttle. A little tight. Another thing, though, obviously, down the back straightaway, everyone's right up against the wall to get ready to arc the corner. So if you're stuck on the inside all by yourself, there is a chance that you could lose the draft. Obviously, the inside's preferable in the turns, but on the back straightaway, you're actually at a slight disadvantage due to the draft, and that's what happened there with a Goodwin. He didn't have any drafting help, and Quisenberry drafted right on by. Does look like Mark Whitley has a little bit more staying power here. He's right at 0.2 of a second. It's weird to say that he fell off when he went down to 4th. When that's how dominant he's been this season, but he did go back down to 4th at one point.
And he was about, what, 2 seconds behind when it came to the line?
I mean, look at this little train of cars here. First back to 11th, 2.5 seconds. If you're Kyle Ritchie, you see this lead pack. I mean, you're just kind of drafting along, having a good old time. Saying, I got the top 10, top 5, and the leader right in front of me, really. And this will be where the strategy comes into play a little bit. Because the target lap is lap 80. Once you get there, you can kind of say, all right, all bets are off. But the tire wear is a different story. Do you come in right at lap 80 and do you try and jump this train of cars? Because look how hard it is to pass. They're all just following right in the tire tracks. So I would think you try and be a little aggressive and knowing that if you just block off the bottom, it's going to be really hard for someone else to get around you. Or if you're a guy like Casey Brown, you're in a 1.5 seconds off of this group. You try and get yourself into that group. Same thing with Schwartz or Lucas Reed. You're just kind of off that lead pack and you want to jump up into it. Oh, Lucas into the wall. Commentator's curse right there.
Getting aggressive here at the front. Battle for second. Landwehr up under Whitley. I feel like the tire wear, if you go early, is going to be too bad whenever you get to the end of the race. Because we see it.
It's over a second. It's over a second of fall off. Best lap by anybody so far has been Mark Whitley, 30.39. That last lap, I know he was getting passed, but 31.81, so it is up over a second. More representatives pace is Perrin Huggins' best lap, 30.43. He'll cross the line. He's got the clean air. And it was a 30.65, so 1.2 seconds. And that
but I'm not even necessarily talking about that. I'm talking about the ability to get around a car if it's slower than you, if it's got tire wear. Because, I mean, we see Landwehr just able to make these moves and get going forward. Whereas, you see Whitley, he's falling back.
The problem is, we're 30 laps into the run, though. They pitted on lap 37, so you kind of think to yourself, all right, is it worth coming in a lap early if it's going to take them 30 laps to get around me with a tire difference? I don't know. It's something for these guys to consider.
If they catch up to you with that and, you're coming to the end of the race, your advantage of, I'm just going to hold the bottom is not going to work because they'll just go around you. We're seeing it right now. I mean, do you want to risk it, at lap 110, you just got these cars catching up to you going around you?
That's a good point. Could it be Johnson now trying to get to the inside of the 77? Get himself onto the podium. And it's just starting to expand a little bit. It was 2.5 seconds, now it's 3.5 seconds, so definitely the fall off, and the guys that are managing their stuff are kind of rising to the front slowly but surely. Landwehr was really good on the long run. And he was, last lap Perrin was quicker, so they've kind of changed back and forth. Obviously, Landwehr had that great charge at the end of stage 1. The 8 machine is in 8th place, being chased by the 9 machine in 9th place, so they should just hold position. Works out well this way. Still have this group back here. Landon Quisenberry, Michael Davis. Eric Shields still going at it. All of this, Tyler French. What happened to the 67? Is this a scheduled stop? Yes, it was. So he is the first one to kind of start service, but he's outside the fuel window, so not sure what the plan there was for the 30 machine. He's kind of off sequence with everybody else now. Past halfway now, 10 laps away from, you would think, pit stops potentially beginning. 4 seconds.
What's your strategy here? Give me the option.
4 seconds first to 11th. And everyone's kind of especially, I know you mentioned, like, hey, you don't want to fall off worse than everybody and kind of be a sitting duck at the end of the race. But, I mean, they're all kind of falling off at the exact same pace. I mean, 31.8 for Whitley, 31.8 Cody B. Johnson, 31.9. So if I'm Randy or Damien or Mike DeWall, I'm taking a chance. I'm going to come in right at lap 80 and put 4 tires on it, and I'm going to try and jump this just massive train of cars. You only need to go really hard for 1 lap, and that's the lap out of the pits and kind of jump everybody. You don't need to burn the rubber off of it in the first 10 laps. You just need to 1 lap to get ahead of everybody, hopefully. So I would come in early. Not if you're Perrin or Landwehr, though, because you're kind of the class in the field right now.
If you're like William K. Price, Samuel Demian, like one of them.
That's kind of a tough call because you're right in the middle of it all. So you almost kind of want to be reactive. You don't want to. It's so tough because you're right in the middle of this field. So it's like, hey, do I think I can get up there and challenge the leaders, or are you more worried about defending from the guys behind you? It's, you know, you can be. It's kind of a two-pronged thing, because if you pit a lap early as the 34 car, you're defending from the guys behind you, but you're also then going to be able to attack the guys ahead of you. So it's a fascinating kind of dynamic that's playing out right here. And even back here, I mean, look at this 4-car scrap. Like, who blinks first back here? You're trying to jump your competitors for every possible position. Looks like Larry McDonald was on pit road. That's still a little short for him, so he doesn't have to pit again. Goodwin, aggressive to the inside. But not able to get the move to stick.
Oh, he's on the apron. He about got himself turned there.
Very aggressive back here. This is for 20th. The 11 drives it in deep. Will that compromise the exit? A little bit. He washes up. The 12 not giving it up. Zach Skater just waiting to see what happens. Not quite clear for Travis. Now he is. The 11 looks like he kind of bottoms out a little bit and gets a little too low, honestly. Now the gap first to 11th, 4.5 seconds, so it's slowly increasing. Kyle Ritchie did catch Corey Blevins, so battle for the last spot in the top 10. We are just a handful of laps away from green flag pit stops. Who blinks first out of this lead group? Casey Brown catching up, as is Shorts. 0.6 of a second separating your top 2. Cody B. Johnson trying to find a way around Mark Whitley for the podium. Of course, in the long run, there does seem to be some battles that develop a little bit. .76 just trying to get his nose underneath the 24. Looks like he will now, finally into turn 3.
Still side by side, 24 finally backing out of it. Or not.
Still not quite done for Richie. It's a strong run, as strong as one can hope for around the outside off turn number 2. Still not done. 11's fighting back hard. That's allowing Casey Brown to close right up in here, and that's a power move from the 24, honestly.
These drivers know these tires are on their last legs, so use them while they got them.
Yeah, no reason to save anything now. You're 40 laps into the run, 81. So the fuel window is open. The fall off is well over a second and a half at this point, so gotta think it's just a couple of laps. 76 fighting back yet again, and it's gonna be Perrin from the lead. So that's a statement right there, Mike DeWalt. Oh, and he too aggressive on the entry. Spins it around. And you can just see just so much speed. Loops it. This is the money stop for Perrin Huggins. Travis DeLeon in. James Goodwin, Lucas Reed, Joseph McGill.
Ooh, and we're getting loose trying to lock it up to get in.
Looks like
Whitley coming. Whitley is loose.
A lot of smoke there.
Oh, there's contact. Whitley cooked it into pit road and hit Landwehr.
It's all happening here. Drivers coming in and out at the same time. Got to be careful. No, and I think Whitley might have ran past his stall a little bit. And he definitely has front end damage. That's going to be huge going forward for the 77.
If he doesn't have a speeding penalty, I will be shocked.
Let's back this up and see what you're talking about real quick. I mean, he was trying to close the gap, be aggressive on entry, make up time for free. Oh my goodness!
I told you he cooked it in there. Like
Landwehr could have gotten a penalty for that as well. And Mark Whitley, yeah, he's still there. 35 seconds in the box. That's a speeding penalty, 1,000%. Perrin Huggins maintains the lead over Landwehr by 0.6 of a second. And the Mark Whitley win streak will come to an end, barring an absolute miracle. And it took a pit road speeding penalty to finally count him out. And that is excessive speeding. Shorts continuing to lead. He pitted on lap 45, so he can go for quite a while, actually. And hope for a yellow. Michael Davis, Quisenberry, Scarbo, Scare, Hashey, and Davison. 7 cars hoping for a caution that would completely flip their race on its head. Mark Whitley's still on pit road, so he might be fixing the damage, or he might have just called it a night. We'll see. Your points leader, a rare, quite possibly the only mistake so far in the season.
I think that actually opens up a big question. Will that damage on the back of Landwehr, affect it?
Let's take a look.
He's running the same lap.
Oh, and he's got a big dent right in the middle. It shouldn't affect it too much, honestly.
He was faster that lap than Perrin, but
I think we did lose Mark Whitley. So yeah, he's done.
He manually disconnected, yeah.
All right, so that's how the win streak ends. That shows it can happen to anybody. Yeah, as we're slowly starting to lose guys from the lap 45 group, here comes Schwartz. And we'll see if anyone else wants the bonus points. Because they try not to get run over by the guys on fresh tires. So Michael Davis will lead a lap, get a bonus point. And he's way up the racetrack. You can't fault guys for trying something different. Especially when you have that one caution, you pit for fuel, and can kind of take advantage of it. Looks like Davis will be... And no, I don't think it's not this lap. Nope.
I was on replay. Davis just wants to lead his own race.
Daniel Hashey is in. There's only 3 cars left on the lap 45 strategy. Josh Thaxton pitted on lap 83, so he's got a lap fresher tires. Schwartz, the first one out from the lap 45 group, pitted on 87, obviously, just came in. So we'll see what kind of progress he can make with the couple laps fresher tires. There goes Michael Davis. Tony Scarbo wants a lap lead, and he'll get it. Bonus point for the 59. And just hoping that with 30 laps to go, a rare caution comes out, and look at the everyone's going by. And Zach Scare's in as well, so it's just Tony Scarbo.
And he's getting to the bottom because I think it's his time.
Yep, 120 miles an hour, backing it down. That'll give the lead, once they come around, back to Perrin Huggins with 30 laps to go. Couple of lap cars ahead of them, and definitely the green flag pit stops have shaken up the running order slightly. Biggest one is with Mark Whitley, who is tentatively scored in 29th place. Tyler French just has to pretty much get to the end of pit road if he wants a free spot. So we'll see if he comes back out. But it is 28 cars in the race, 1 on pit road. Perrin Huggins leading, but for how much longer? Landwehr's got the 1 lap fresher tires, but he's got the damage on the back of that 66 car.
He took a look at the outside there. I think he wanted to make the move, but saw the lap traffic in front of him.
Yeah, there's heavy lap traffic right in front of the leaders. Scarbo just came out. He'll have fresher tires in both of the leaders. And this is all battling for position. I mean, this is guys going for it. He is in a world of hurt right now. Perrin is racing guys with fresher tires than him, trying to run his own race, and the guys around him trying to do their same thing. But there is Landwehr right there behind him, pressuring him all the way. Mike DeWalt, I think, is coming back in. And French yields out of the way. Yeah, if you're Zach Scare, Tony Scarbo, you got fresher tires than the leader, so you want to see if you can get back on the lead lap. But it's a hard way to kind of navigate it. You don't want to obviously impact the outcome of the race, but if you can get on the lead lap, you might as well. Lap traffic seems to have hurt Landwehr worse than it did Huggins. They both are clear of the worst of it. Shield's blinking ever so slightly.
Tyler French left. He had a free position 1 lap ahead of him and decided to not take it.
How about that? So yeah, it'll officially be 27 cars on track. Mike DeWalt is on pit road for something. He was running strong early in the race. Not sure what happened to him in that cycle. It is 25 laps to go. The sun is setting here. The horn's down 120. Perrin Huggins has been dominant at times in 2 races. Didn't show up last week. It's the week of Thanksgiving. But looked really good in the first 2 races of the season. And he's trying to put the exclamation point on a dominant start to the season. Landwehr is right there. Any slight bobble from the 4, and Landwehr will pounce.
They have fresh tires behind them. Cody Johnson, Josh Thaxton, and William K. Price, I believe, all came in after them.
Yeah, lap 83. They have closed the gap a little bit. They are marginally quicker. Hashi's made some big progress in the second half of this race. He gets by Joseph McGill up at 18th. Gonna set after the Travis De Leon with some fresh tires. And then just behind the leaders, Zach Scare, Tony Scarbo, they are battling for what is the lucky dog. Scarbo holds it right now. Zach Scare would love to take it away from him. Two laps to go. Close battles brewing all over the racetrack. Schwartz trying to chase after Kyle Ritchie. He's got 5 lap fresher tires. So like you said, the 58 should be able to wrap the bottom a little bit better, and that was kind of no contest like you were talking about. He's going to chase after Corey Blevins on the same tire advantage. And kind of put his car anywhere he wants it right now. Even go up half a lane, try and get some momentum. And 58 is flying right now. And it makes it look easy all the way up to 8th. He's got Randy 2.5 seconds up the road. You could feasibly see him getting there. Michael Davis and Lucas Reed going at it. Michael Davis with much fresher tires. No contest for the 57 machine. Zach Scare was able to get the lucky dog pass completed. And they use Landwehr kind of as a pick to do it. 16 aggressive. He said, I need the lucky dog by any means possible. They do eventually come out behind him, but still. Fierce battling just behind the leaders. With 18 laps to go, you don't want to kind of jinx him. But you kind of think it's Perrin Huggins' race to lose. He's got the gap stable at 0.6 of a second. All right, we're in Texas. This is the Horns Down 120, presented by the state of Oklahoma, I guess. How do you think Texas does in the college football playoff?
Winning it all.
What's the final score of the Washington game?
100-0.
There you go.
We're gonna boat race them. Realistically, no idea. Probably like 35 to 27.
Fair enough. This is a great battle here. Last spot in the top 10 up for grabs. Some solid performances from Samuel Demien. He'll pick up 2 consecutive top 10s if this result holds. William K. Price will pick up his first top 10, and it'll be a top 5 potentially. So a great result for the 34 machine here tonight. Was able to
felt it in my gut.
Was able to convert that solid qualifying pace into race pace. Landon Quisenberry, your biggest mover, 13th place, pressuring Tiller for 12th. And he's got the fresher tires, so he'll improve his average finish. Really good race for the 75. Casey Brown, same thing, had a solid race, put it all together tonight. Corey Blevins looking for his first top 10 of the season. So good races for these guys. And then guys like Lucas Reed further down the order, you just need a solid race just to get the momentum headed in the right direction. 28 average finish through 3 races. Top 15 will do him well. A couple of standout performances from tonight. And look at this. Scarbo got back past Scare. They're still putting Landwehr under pressure. But all that might not matter here as Joseph McGill is about to go a lap down. So we'll see how hard he fights for the lucky dog spot.
I mean, not far up the road is Daniel Ashley, too.
So. 69, he does not want to interfere with the leaders. He lets Perrin go really... Ooh, maybe not. They almost met in the middle. The 69 was trying to let him go, but needed a little bit more lift down there. And Hashy not far up the road with what will be 12 laps to go. Seconds up the road from your race leader. So the 69, he's letting the lead lap cars go through, but he'll lose ground in the lucky dog race as Scarbo's going to get to his inside.
Big shout out to Rev 3 dude Nick Kelly from ILF. You know, gifting subs. They got a big event coming up this Thursday with Race Affinity. No idea who's broadcasting that, but it's not us.
Yep, might be unavailable. But I know they got the ILF Fest coming up this weekend as well. Special event with Race Affinity on Thursday, so some cool things happening for the Innocent Lives Foundation. As the battle for the lucky dog continues to be Scarebo from what'll be Zach Scare getting around Joseph McGill. And that's just because the 69's on older tires. Daniel Hashy is on fresher tires. He got around Goodwin. Now he's putting Travis under pressure. And not far up the road from that is Lucas Reed. So Hashy would love a top 15 here with 10 laps to go.
You can also follow ILF on Twitch at Innocent Lives Foundation.
To MC the whole ILF Fest. That's pretty cool. It is very cool. How about this, though? Landwehr making another charge at it. He was kind of stuck at that 6/10 bubble, but he has halved it. It is now 0.3 of a second with 9 laps to go. Can he put together the laps needed? And a sold-out crowd here at Texas Motor Speedway. He entered a little bit lower, so he's trying some different things. I think that'll compromise his exit. He does lose a 10th there. The battle for 9th still on Kyle Ritchie. Finally ahead of Blevins, but Blevins trying to fight back. Michael Davis trying to get around Ryan Tiller for 13th. Davis has the fresher tires. Ashy trying to close in on Travis De Leon and Lucas Reed with the fresher tires. In the closing stages of the Horns Down 120. Those are the battles we're watching.
See Landwehr's car getting tied on him through the corners. It is a struggle for him right now.
K. Price putting Thaxton under some pressure. Lap traffic just ahead of the 6. Yeah, now the gap. Perrin back up to 0.6 of a second. Little bit of breathing room for the Ford machine. Started on pole. Will have led the most laps. Does not have the fastest lap. Goes to Mark Whitley. An otherwise perfect race for him. Hashy still on the move. Closing in on Travis De Leon. Yeah, this trio right here, Lucas Reed is up 14 spots, Travis is up 17, Daniel Hashy up 15 spots, Landon Quisenberry up 25 spots, Samuel Demien up 15 spots. So So some of the biggest movers tonight. And there goes 32 to the inside, finally making that tire advantage work for him. 12 starts to slide up the track ever so slightly. Wonder if he'll be able to catch Lucas Reed 0.6 of a second.
Top 15 for Daniel Hashi would be major.
They are getting caught by the leaders, though, at the same time. James Goodwood in danger of going a lap down here late. We'll see if he fights it. It's now 0.8 of a second almost back to Landwehr, so we'll see how Perrin decides to fight this. Don't need to put yourself in any unnecessary risks. We'll see if Goodwin just lets him have it. He does give him the bottom. Coming to 3 laps to go. Excuse me, coming to 2 to go. Four cars semi-directly ahead in front of Huggins. 2 laps to go. William K. Price putting Thaxton under a lot of pressure here in the closing stages. Schwartz, with his fresh tires, has caught Randy Arms. Corey Blevins losing touch to Kyle Ritchie. Michael Davis putting Quisenberry under pressure. Daniel Hashi a little bit loose. I don't think he'll catch Lucas Reed. But it's all about Perrin Huggins. So works through 3 and 4. He just needs to go a couple hundred yards. And he'll see the white flag in hand. Race is official. For Perrin Huggins, just has to make it around one more time to collect his first LSRL win. And just his 4th attempt. Got Travis DeLeon right in front of him. Daniel Landwehr a second back, not going to be a threat. I imagine he'll just let Travis have it. And off of turn number 4, it is Perrin Huggins that wins the horns down 120. As the rest of the field, William K. Price at the line, comes up just short. Randy holds off Schwartz.
We got a battle through 3 and 4, Quisenberry and Davis.
This is for 12th. Who's going to have the run to the line? It's going to be close, but Michael Davis, I think. No, Quisenberry.
It's a tie.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a tie on iRacing, but it's giving it to Michael Davis.
And then Lucas Reed will hold off Daniel Hashi, and Travis DeLeon comes home the last car on the lead lap. 17 cars get it done, but Perrin Huggins will park it on the front stretch tri-oval, and he will burn it down. First win of the season for the 4 machine in the 4th race of the season. How about that? The 4-car wins in his 4th career start in the 4th race of the season. There you go.
Got a question for you whenever you interview Randy. I know you like to go through the voice chats. Got to make sure he got his shirt, or if it's, potentially there.
Absolutely.
Wait for these drivers to join the waiting room.
But a short burnout there from Perrin. And looks like we'll see if we can get him in here in just a couple of seconds once he's done celebrating. It's a well-managed drive. Landwehr gave him all he could handle. Tires fell off just at the last little bit. And we'll see when we get our 3 in here. If they can. Hopefully we can get them. Would love to talk to him.
He's usually in pretty early for Mondays.
But if not, we only have the 2nd place driver at the moment. So I think we'll kind of just have to
well, there's Cody Johnson.
All right. So we'll do it we'll do reverse countdown then, I guess.
3, 2, 1.
Yep, we'll do 3, 2, 1. Here with your 3rd place finisher tonight, Cody B. Johnson in the 08 machine, started inside the top 5. And knowing how hard Texas is to pass, didn't make a whole lot of movement front or back, just kind of stayed in that top 5. nailed the green flag pit stop and came home with a solid third here tonight. Anything else you could have done to challenge the top 2 tonight?
Not really. I was on a new set of pedals tonight, so that was the first time I didn't have any time to practice on them really. So I missed a gear on the first original restart, just trying to get used to the pedals, and obviously I feel good about them, but it's just going to take me a little while to get warmed up to them. But I feel good about it. That I was content with third. Perrin and Nathaniel were obviously really quick, so congrats to them on the 1-2, and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally was able to get the finish that we know that you have the speed for, and the first podium of the season, top 5, top 10. So definitely a good way to start building momentum here, still early on in the season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it, man. That was fun. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a solid third place finish tonight. We'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
That's it. Just the guys I raced with. Perrin tonight was Ryan, Mike DeWalt, Lucas, Reed. Quite of us were running in there, so just shout out to them and having a group of guys that we race with.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Congratulations again. We'll see you back here next week.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Here with your second place finisher, Nathaniel Landwehr. He gave Perrin Huggins all he could handle tonight. Started in the third position. You picked up 1 spot. Would have loved it to have been 2, obviously. Tires looked like they kind of fell off in those last 5 or so laps. Do you think you could have done anything different tonight to come out on top?
Honestly, just had some really bad luck. Picked up some rear end damage by someone locking the brakes and turned pit road right behind me, and got into just kind of got screwed over by some lap cars tonight. It's just racing. Qualifying first would have helped, but he ran a really quick lap and honestly ran a really good race. Thought I had the faster race car, but it's racing. There's a lot of us in here at 39, a lot of cars to fit on the track, and I think I did about the best I could do with the situation I got thrown into.
Yeah, definitely. He was the only one in the 30.1s in qualifying, like you mentioned. Had the number 1 pit stall for the stage caution. You were running him down right at the end of that stage, so you looked like you had some long run speed, probably the quickest car on track at times. How much do you think that rear end damage affected the sprint to the finish there, those last 30 or so laps?
Honestly, I didn't really notice it that much. If anything, it loosened up the car a bit, but I think it just kind of killed the long run, and I got to those final 10 laps and just got frustrated and overdrove it, and just combination of a little bit of damage and some frustrated driving just kind of added up to not really having much left for him at the end. But we both ran in some really good races, and he just ended up on top. Just how it is.
Definitely, but finally get the result that you deserve. We know you're quick, and first podium of the season shows that. So this is going to start, hopefully, some positive momentum for the 66 team. Well-earned result tonight. And we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you got any.
Just shout out all the people watching back home. A wonderful girlfriend who I hope is watching. Might be asleep at this point. But she had a long day. But just family watching if they are. You guys, appreciate you guys so much for broadcasting. The admins for running the league, and all 39 of us, or 38, or however much it ended up being tonight to show up. It's great seeing a good crowd here.
Absolutely. This kid didn't know we could fit 39 cars into a Buc-ee's parking lot, but we made it happen.
Yeah. Some way, somehow.
Yeah, but it was a good race, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here next week at Gateway.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Last but certainly not least, Perrin Huggins started on pole with an absolutely blistering qualifying lap, 30.1. The only man to do that all night in qualifying trim, and the only man that really was dominant for the vast portion of this race. You managed it well. You managed the green flag pit stops well. You were quick at Daytona and Kentucky. Probably should have won Kentucky if a couple breaks go your way. Took last week off, and then you come back. And it's just a dominant race from your perspective, and you get the first win of the season.
Yeah, thanks y'all on that. Car was rocket fast. I burned up my stuff that first run though, and made a change to how I raced the racetrack, and it worked out. So yeah, it's a big win, and I'm ready for Gateway next week.
Yeah, absolutely. You were pretty much in a photo finish with Landwehr. Like you said at the end of stage one, he was a little bit quicker. And then you obviously win the race off of pit road to hold the track position. And then really it was kind of getting down to that money stop, executing on pit road, and then kind of just holding position there. And you were able to do so, and you come away with a win.
Yeah, man. I'm not sure what happened with Mark and Nathan. I think I heard someone wrecked in pit road. So that sucks. But yeah, that was a good race with the 66 for sure. He was fast and having me sweating all night.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But the most deserving winner, obviously, you had some really good battles early on in the race with Mark Whitley and then Landwehr later on, but you held them both off and pick up that first win. A lot of momentum, obviously, for the Ford team. Had some great results, and looking forward to seeing what you can do the rest of the season. We'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Shout out to my teammate Mike D. Walt for her spotting me the last 15 laps after to hurry backed out and update and in the on stuff. So yeah, thanks, Mike. Sure.
Yeah, always good to have a teammate. But congratulations again on the win, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here next week at Gateway.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll just go down the list, I suppose. We'll go talk to the Speed Zone fellas.
It's first time.
How we doing, fellas?
We're doing.
And so you ask.
Tiller, you were a little bit under the weather, so how are you feeling after 120 laps at Texas?
I should have went to bed, honestly.
There you go.
You go.
MJ flu game, get top 15 out of it. I mean, it is what it is. Starting to get towards the front of the field. You had some decent speed at times tonight. Obviously caught up in the one natural caution, no fault of your own doing. But able to fight back to a 14th place with some damage, so not a bad result, all things considered.
Yeah, definitely had top 10 speed. I don't care who wants to argue that. I'll turn blue in the face arguing that I was a top 10 car tonight. Probably for the first time this season. Unfortunately, taken out twice. I'm loving that. But finished 14th. I think the best fast food car that finished the highest, so I'll take that as well.
There you go.
I wasn't in mine tonight.
Quisenberry, you had a really fun race. You were making moves. You started tail end of the field. You picked up 25 spots, and you have a photo finish with Michael Davis at the end of this thing. So, entertaining race from your perspective, I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I've been coughing and my throat's been like messed up, so I guess I'm coming out with a cold too, kind of like Ryan. And then my internet dropped like right before the race, and I'm like, I don't know what happened. So that's why I didn't qualify. But I'm just glad to recover. And I don't know, I was just driving fast and dipping cough drops the whole race. So
yeah, nothing worse than a sore throat that you know is just not gonna magically go away on its own. But yeah, you ran a really good race, making some good moves. You passed a couple cars on the outside at times tonight, which was impressive to see. Don't know how that was possible, but yeah, it was fun watching you work your way up through the field.
hey, I got a few tricks up my sleeve, I guess, and hopefully we can keep on climbing the ladder to the playoffs.
Absolutely, but this is a big step forward for that, and yeah, that photo finish was good. It was statistical tie, was it not?
Yeah, that's what they said. They gave it to Michael. I should have pinched him, but I didn't want to wreck us. But I got to give it to him because I overdrove a little bit in 1 and 2, and I thought he would get a little tight under it, and he just made it stick, and he just never got away from me. And then we tied, so that's really all on him.
Yeah,
he did it perfect.
Yeah, it was a good race for Michael as well. Pretty much top 15 speed all night tonight, and yeah, it was a good race from your perspective, I imagine.
Yeah, real fun race. At a not fun track. I struggle here, but pretty happy with it. Clean race. Led a couple laps on staying out and pick up some bonus points. And yeah, definitely fun race there at the end with Landon. Clean, so that was good. But yeah, I'll take a top 15.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Casey Brown, you had some serious speed here tonight as well. You up 8 spots from where you started, and you're kind of just slowly picking them off one by one. Ran a clean race, and you come home with 11th tonight.
Yeah, pretty happy with it. Wish I could have got one more spot to get a top 10, but hey, we'll take 11th at a tough track and just continue on and hopefully climb up the point standings. And yeah, we'll take it tonight.
Absolutely. Jonathan Shorts, you were flying late in the going, stayed out a little bit longer, hoping for a caution. This is LSRL, so we don't get more than one race. But you were on the fresh tires at the end and making up some spots. And you come home a strong 8th here tonight.
Yeah, I just like to try things differently than everybody else. So, you ain't gonna change your finishing position unless you do something different. So, I was running 13th, and I said, why not? So I stayed out a little bit longer than everybody else.
Yeah, it was a net gain, and you're catching Randy there at the end. Randy, come home, obviously, P7. You had a good battle there with the wall at times, but you constant top 10 car all night tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely not one of my best tracks, so I'm glad we're over or say here. So had a good qualifying run, which helped. I was able to keep some of my track position, so just glad to come out with a top 10 at that place.
And then a question from the audience: did you get the ILF shirt yet? They want to know. People want to know.
I haven't.
Okay. Well,
unless it showed up and I haven't noticed it, but I I don't think I've got it.
All right. Well, we'll make sure to let them know. And then last but certainly not least, Josh Thaxton, ever consistent, started 9th, had some good speed, was making some good moves. He passed a couple cars on the outside as well tonight, and you wound out with another top 5, your 3rd top 5 in 4 races. So a very consistent start to your season continues.
Yeah, I don't think the boys didn't bring the Kentucky cars, so I was not happy about that. But you weren't really that fast this race. We qualified 9th in that first stage break. We started 9th and we finished 9th, and we just got lucky on some restarts, getting a couple positions there, and that was about all we got to get up there.
You take them out, you can get them, definitely.
Yeah, it was so hard to pass.
Such is Texas, but a good night for the Speed Zone teams. Really consistent as usual, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week at Gateway.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks.
What about adding that in?
How we doing, fellas?
Not too bad. How about you?
Pretty good. Here with the Atomic Motorsports drivers, James Goodwin, Joseph McGill. How would you sum up 120 laps at Texas tonight?
Went a lot better than Kentucky did for us. Managed my tires a lot better, and managed to not get my right front down to 16% this time.
16%.
So,
Yes.
Yeah, that was the mistake I made in Kentucky. So
we went into this one a lot more prepared.
Yeah, and it showed at Goodwin. You had
especially.
a top 10 speed at times tonight. You were racing up there. You were kind of up and back and battling a lot tonight. So that was good to see from your side of the garage, I imagine. And then Joseph, you were kind of fighting for that lucky dog with a handful of cars late in the going, and then the leaders showing up. So that was a lot going on there. Last couple laps for you for sure.
Oh yeah, there was a lot to pay attention to, especially when the leaders were coming up at the end, having to give them room, but stay in line and still run consistent laps. It was a lot to handle.
Yeah, we mentioned
as long as I didn't cause a caution.
Yeah, it's like I got to race the leaders respectful. Don't want to be that guy, but I'm also trying to do my own thing. I got people trying to pass me, so a lot going on there those last 10 laps, but well managed though for sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate the time, fellas, and we'll see you next week at Gateway.
Yep, appreciate it. Yep. Thanks.
And then here with the limited esports driver Larry McDonald, what was your takeaway after 120 laps at Texas? Nope. Don't know if he's here. Well, I will say he picked up 4 spots from where he finished, so we'll give him that. And hope to see him back next week at Gateway. All right, that's what we got. We got the CMS boys. I keep forgetting to hang out in the other Discord.
With socks on.
Hello.
You look clean. Hello.
Hey,
How we doing, fellas?
good.
Good.
120 laps at Texas. How we feeling?
Exhausted.
It is super hard to pass, and it was definitely a race. You guys are moving up through the field, though. Zach up 10 spots, Travis up 16. You guys were on the move here tonight.
After that last run, dude.
Yeah, you guys were going after it. I look back, you and Hashi were battling it out, and then obviously the leaders were catching at the same time, but you guys were going for it. You and Scarbo, you couldn't separate you guys.
The car ran completely different on that last run. It was sluggish. I don't know.
Yeah, it was night and day from the first half of the race to the last half.
Absolutely. Obviously,
Okay.
the changing conditions had something to do with that, you think, or just kind of figured out how to run the track a little bit better, or what do you think?
I didn't practice, so I have no clue.
To me, it got
I
cold.
put 0 practice last time. I just jumped in there.
There you go. You get a top half finish, can't complain.
Oh, I don't know what went on with the track. I wasn't even paying attention.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
Just racing, turning laps, dude.
There you go. Top half like that.
Texas.
All I can say is I hate turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was surprised we fit so many cars into a Buc-ee's parking lot, but or what should be a Buc-ee's parking lot, but it's Texas. It was hard to pass, but you guys were going at it back there in top 15, top 20. It was fun to watch for sure.
Definitely. It's always a good time, man.
It is Gateway next week, so we go kind of from cookie cutter hard to pass to hard to pass just because it's a unique-ish track, little D shape kind of thing going on. So it'll be interesting. Kind of races like short track a little bit, so we'll see how that ends up next week.
I was more impressed we didn't have any cautions.
Oh, you had one. Tiller.
Well, I'm not. Besides,
Yeah, Tiller got
Oh, yeah,
spun.
we did.
Yeah. We had the stage break, and we had one caution, just like last week. So,
See, it shows you how I don't got short-term memory.
yeah, but very clean race. Really don't think anyone's gonna be too upset after this. So yeah, another solid Tuesday night race.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, fellas. Well, appreciate the time as always, and we'll see you back here next week at Gateway.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
good night,
You have a
dude.
good
You too.
evening.
Yep.
Yep. See ya.
All right, that is everybody. That's everybody. All right, your final thoughts on the horns down 120.
Why you gotta keep saying it like that?
That's the name of the race. That's what we're doing.
Not a fan of it.
Not a fan.
Was a fan of the race, not a fan of the name.
Yeah, had a photo finish for stage 1, and Landwehr was trying to track down Huggins at the end, but too much to overcome. Perrin Huggins, congrats. In order for him, picks up his first win of the season. Cody B. Johnson, first podium of the season. Corey Blevins rounds out the top 10, his first of the season. William K. Price rounds out your top 5, his first top 5 of the season. A lot of firsts this race. A lot of big movers. It was pretty exciting. 17 cars on the lead lap. Back to Travis De Leon. We go further down the order. Had a handful of cars on the lead lap. And then Mark Whitley's win streak ended in dramatic fashion. The door was slammed shut on any possibility for the 77 machine. Smoked it onto pit road. Kind of got into Landwehr there. All fair is in love and war, I guess. Landwehr didn't seem to notice the damage too much, he said, but the speeding penalty for the 77 puts him back down in 29th. But 27 cars did finish the race under their own power. And then all the way back down to Stephen Gaines. Yeah, so not really sure what happened to Ethan Toder or Casey Brunson. Not sure why they hopped out, but they were running good at times. And then obviously Mazzella and Von Henschel involved in the wreck with Ryan Tiller. That kind of put them behind the 8 ball. And then Tucker Elkins, Gary Smith, and Ben Thomas did not start tonight's race. So we'll hopefully see them back next week at Gateway. Or not. We will see if they show up. But yeah, 36 cars tonight. Good field for Texas. And we're looking forward to Gateway next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a great week. And we'll be sure to see you back here next Tuesday night, 8:30 Eastern. Y'all take care.